Taquitos para los atrevidos.
4 combos California, 5 nigiris de
Chatear
salmón.
con el restaurante se siente así. La verdad, prefiero pedir.
That's Gus Judge. His owner is Aaron Judge, captain of the Yankees. His dog park is Yankee Stadium. Ooh, I'd bowl in that grass for days. Bet he gets to fetch those dingers. I'm sure Aaron chases him like that around the house. Aaron's also the nicest human ever. Just not to baseballs. My human, he eats shredded cheese by the handful. I hope Gus knows just how good he's got it.
A snack that Freddie cannot resist.
I would have to say chips and guacamole. Organic mango, yeah.
Is that because of the strong Dominican contingent in the major leagues, bro? Has anybody ever struck out and gone crazy and smashed a cooler full of mangoes?
Nah, our team's not really into smashing each other's stuff, I guess.
Are you a seasoning guy? You like to drown your stuff in dips and sauces?
No. Gotta watch my figure.
And it looks great, brother.
I appreciate it.
Very sexy man.
Yeah,
Let's go, Freddie Freeman, ladies and gentlemen.
They flip with the glove. That was not a good idea.
All he needed to do was try to get the lead guy by giving him a nice, easy feed.
Oh, no, stay on your feet. No. I thought he was going to stay on his feet.
Uh-oh. The Goose did not know that the game was starting. Maybe the Goose thought it was 6:45 first pitch time.
Oh, man, off the glove and off the dome. He's saying, oh, man, what happened? It's a moment that he'll never forget. And that'll be on the blooper everywhere.
We wanted to introduce something new. And then working in some of our past and what the past can look like in the future. I think our players absolutely love it, and our fans, we think they'll learn to love it, especially if you can win in it. You know, that kind of solves everything.
Welcome to Space City Home Network's presentation of Houston Astros baseball. Your front row seat to the Astros and Rockets.
The Lone Star Series is presented by TXU Energy. For the final time in 2025, the two Texas teams match up. It's the Astros, it's the Rangers. Both teams have 6 wins on the year. And the winner of this one will take home the silver boot. The Astros winning the first 2 games of the series, 6-3, and last night holding on 6-5. Hi, everybody, and welcome. Todd Callis alongside Jeff Blum. Glad you could join us for some Astros baseball. Blummer, a chance for a sweep tonight.
Let's get the sweep. We talked about how important this homestand is. It would be a great start to this homestand if they took all 3 from Texas.
Most important homestand of the year, and the Astros lately, the first 2 games of this stand and in Atlanta, have really been scoring runs and really hitting with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, it's been interesting. We know the Astros don't really drive the ball out of the ballpark as much as some other ball clubs in the American League West, so they've had to do it by getting guys on base, and that's one thing the Astros have been very good at this season, is getting guys on base. The issue sometimes is what do they do when they get those guys on base? You need to be able to drive them in. Fortunately, during the last 5 games when they desperately needed some of these wins, they've gone out there and driven that ball when guys are on base, and that's why you have a .391 batting average in that risk situation. That equals 6.4 runs per game in that time, winning 4 of those 5 games. You lose a guy like Jordan in that lineup who has the thumb to drive more than 1 run in every time he swings the bat. You've got to get these hits.
So who are the guys who have stood out during this 5-game stretch?
Yeah, it may not be those notable names that you know throughout the course of a season, but Christian Walker's been very good in the last 5, 3 for 8 with a high OPS. Not as good as Yanner Diaz, who's 3 for 4 with a 1750 OPS. But how about the new guy? Zach Cole moving in, came in for Jordan after he sprained his ankle, hit a bomb, drove in another run, had 3 RBIs in that time, but he has come up clutch in the brief moments he's had.
The challenge for the offense tonight, they're going against one of the game's best in Jacob deGrom.
Yeah, he is one of the best. 2-time Cy Young Award winner, has pitched well with Texas when he's healthy. The interesting thing is when the Astros wait him out and rack up that pitch count early, they get to him and they beat him. July 12th and September 6th, he got over 90 pitches in those 2 starts, but right around that 6th inning mark, or 5 1/3, meant the Astros were having very good at-bats against him. But if he is very efficient, then it's tougher to score on him.
Jacob deGrom on the mound against Christian Javier. That's your pitching matchup tonight during the course of the broadcast. When we come back, we're going to talk about the leading man, Jeremy Pena, in that leadoff spot. He was on base 5 times yesterday with a 3 for 3, a walk and a hit by a pitch.
Meet Aaron Judge. Aaron is the captain of the New York Yankees. What a great leader. He's won MVP 2 times. He's also the most dangerous man on the planet with a bat in his hands. Aaron signs every autograph and tattoos every baseball. Aaron foots the bill, then robs you blind. Aaron's a good guy, the best. Unless you're a pitcher.
Wow! Wow, 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 wow!
Prior to tonight, there have only been 19 persons in the history of the game to strike out 3
I'm going to throw out a restaurant kitchen term to you, and then hit me with the baseball one. I'll start first.
Okay.
Mise en place.
Oh, mise en place. That is, as the chef, you put all your different ingredients out, kind of before you start cooking, right?
You got it, man. Yeah. That's the most important
That's a tough one. I hear this one a lot because of my name, Can of Corn.
Easy fly ball.
Houston Astros baseball on Space City Home Network is presented by Briggs & Stratton Generators from Brotherly Love Electric, a connection you can count on for all your power and electrical needs. By your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. And by Nava Law Group. Injured in an accident? Do not settle. Insurance companies want you to settle and settle fast. Do not settle.com. Jeremy Pena has been quite the table setter in this series.
Yeah, you know what? This broadcast team knows exactly what a tone setter is, and this is Jeremy Pena. He does a very good job at the top of the lineup for Joe Espada, leading the way for the Houston Astros. He has been special in this series, stepping up in the moment. We always talk about the importance of this series, but in order to get things going, you've got to have a guy at the top of the lineup that knows how to get on base, has a little bit of power that can sneak one out on you every once in a while and give you a run early, but you also need somebody with speed out there. Jeremy Pena has it all for the Astros at the top.
It's easy to forget that he was not the leadoff hitter at the beginning of the year, but since he's moved into that top spot, nobody's been better.
No, he's fantastic. He puts together great at-bats. Sometimes he'll be aggressive. He smashes fastballs, and you know the starting pitcher has to be careful with that first pitch of the ball game.
Best in baseball as a leadoff hitter, best in baseball hitting at home. He's got both in play today against Jacob deGrom. We'll talk during the course of the broadcast about the bottom of the lineup. They have really been solid bottom feeders lately.
That's Gus Judge. His owner is Aaron Judge, captain of the Yankees. His dog park is Yankee Stadium. Ooh, I'd bowl in that grass for days. Bet he gets to fetch those dingers. I'm sure Aaron chases him like that around the house. Aaron's also the nicest human ever. Just not to baseballs. My human, he eats shredded cheese by the handful. I hope Gus knows just how good he's got it.
You know, we like to stay on topic here, but Squirrel.
What? Where?
Squirrel.
Where?
Oh, no.
How about that? That went right up into the batter's eye, into the camera position. How about that?
Whoa, that one will fall into the White Sox dugout.
Well, it looks like standings. Astros and Rangers have 10 games remaining. Mariners have 11 to go. Seattle trailing 3-2 in their game tonight to Kansas City in the second inning. Also in the wild card picture, the Astros currently the second wild card as they flipped the Boston Red Sox last night, with the Red Sox losing to the A's and the Astros winning Game 2 of this series. So a lot at stake here in the final week and a half of the season. On the mound tonight for the Astros will be the right-hander Christian Javier.
El Reptile is going to have to rely on those instincts to pitch against these Texas Rangers on the season. This will only be his 7th start since working back from the injured list, a 4.78 ERA. Seen some mixed results, but when that fastball plays well, it usually works out well for Christian Javier. Interesting thing is, the last 4 starts against these Texas Rangers has not gone well. A 7.79 ERA, and it includes an appearance in the ALCS against them in 2023.
Here's the lineup that Javier will face tonight, with Josh Smith leading off. He is one of 4 left-handers, and there's also a switch hitter in the lineup. Wyatt Langford bats second, Jock Peterson another lefty. Rowdy Tellez gets a start tonight. He has good numbers against Christian. Adolis Garcia back in the lineup after sitting last night. Alejandro Osuna's in left field. Josh Young at third base. Jonah Heim having a good series. And Cody Freeman back at second base, batting ninth for Bruce Bochy. A big game, not only the silver boot on the line, but the season series. Whoever wins this game wins the season series. That is the tiebreaker. If these two teams remain tied, trying to fight for a playoff spot at the end of the year. The Astros coming in leading the Rangers by 4 games. And the first pitch is swung on and popped up by Josh Smith. Carlos Correa in foul territory, drifts towards it and puts it away. 1 pitch and 1 out. How about the Astros starting defense tonight? It is presented by Xfinity. You saw Correa make that catch. He and Jeremy Pena on the left side of the infield. Jose Altuve and Christian Walker on the right side. Yainer Diaz catching for Christian Javier tonight in the outfield. From left to right, Jesus Sanchez, Jake Myers, and there's the young right fielder, Zach Cole. DH day for Victor Caratini tonight. Here's Wyatt Langford. And Langford takes a first pitch down. Astros and Rangers 2 years ago, when the Astros won the season series against Texas. That determined the winner of the division when the two teams tied at the end of the regular season with the same overall record. And this year, the Astros, with that 4-game lead over Texas, makes this almost feel like a must-win for the Rangers. If they lose, they're now 5 games behind the Astros with 9 to go, and they lose the tiebreaker.
That would make it tough sledding for the last maybe week and a half.
If they win, the Rangers, they're 3 games back, and then they would take the tiebreaker. So that's a huge, if you were just doing magic numbers between these two teams, it's a spread of 3 tonight. Normally you get a win and a loss. It's only a 2-number difference, but tonight it's 3 because the tiebreaker's in play. That one's down, and Christian has fallen behind Langford 3-1. Plummer mentioned the struggles here in the last 4 outings for Javier. He pitched in Game 3 and Game 7 of the ALCS against Texas, and then 2 regular season appearances, and it has not gone well his last 4. He gets to a full count here as Langford fouls back the fastball. That's up and in, and that's ball 4. So that'll be the first walk allowed by Javier and a 1-out base runner.
The Lone Star Series is presented by TXU Energy. And how about how even this series is? Obviously the record is tied up, so that makes this game that much more meaningful, but the Astros lead by 4 runs. 1 in hit category. The batting average very similar. It's amazing how close these two teams have battled each other in this Lone Star Series.
Peterson shows bunt and takes a pitch up for a ball, 1-0. Yeah, the numbers are quite remarkably similar, and that does include an 11-0 win for the Astros the last time Jacob deGrom faced Houston. Most of that came against the bullpen that day. Langford with his 20th stolen base last night came in the 5th inning against Colton Gordon, and in the process he became the youngest player in franchise history to have a 2020 season. He's got 21 home runs, and last night was his 20th steal. Luffs to go, and Peterson swings at a pitch below the zone. It's 1-1. Previous youngest 2020 Texas Rangers or Washington Senators player was Ian Kinsler when he did it at the age of 25, and now Langford at age 23, the new youngest. Pitch up, it's 2-1. There goes the runner. The pitch is swung on and missed. Yiner's throw is going to bounce in there. Got by Pena, might have hit Langford as it stays on the infield. It'll be a 2-2 count as Langford now matches his home run total with stolen base number 21.
Picked a good pitch to run on. Ran on that off-speed pitch. There's a changeup that he gets that swing from Peterson way out in front. Yiner had to hold his ground until that swing was done. Not one of the better throws, but ricocheted and fortunately stayed on the infield.
That one's up and away with a fastball, and the count's full. A lot of elevated fastballs missing up early.
You will see Christian Javier live at the top of the zone, but he'd like to command that top edge. He's got good spin that is able to ride out at the top of the zone, but the changeup's been good to Jock.
Yeah, got 2 strikes on the changeup to Jock, and then he got him to ground out on the changeup for the 2nd out of the inning.
StatCast 3D, powered by Google Cloud, is going to show you that arsenal for Christian Javier. This season, that changeup is the 2nd most used pitch at 20%, four-seamer and sweeper. The changeup and the curveball will be used primarily or mostly to left-handed hitters, while the four-seam fastball and sweeper will be used to right-handed hitters. Sweeper's been excellent this season.
Rowdy Tellez in the lineup tonight. Jake Berger was the first baseman the first 2 games of this series. facing right-handers Jason Alexander and A.J. Blueball. Tellez in there tonight. Maybe hits numbers against Christian Javier were the deciding factor for Bruce Bochy. 3 for 5 with a home run in his career against Javi. And he serves this one foul the other way. It's 0-2. Tellez was part of the comeback last night when he pinch hit with 2 outs and nobody on and drew a walk. Seemed like an innocent enough walk at the time, but it would lead to 4 runs in the inning as the Rangers turned a 6-1 game into a 6-5 game. Brian Abreu had to come to the rescue to hold that lead. Swing and a foul tip, and Javier strikes out Tellez to end the inning. First strikeout for Christian, and he strands a runner at third.
Before he was feared on the field, Ronald Acuña Jr. was chasing wins on a different kind of field. For the Acuñas, el béisbol was a story told in fastballs and late-night rematches. Every loading screen was a part of the strategy. Smash de botones. Smash de jonrones. That's how La Bestia was born.
Pena followed by Carlos Correa and Jose Altuve. Then Christian Walker bats cleanup. DH tonight is Victor Caratini. Yainer Diaz hits behind him. Then it's Jesus Sanchez, Jake Myers, and Zach Cole hitting 7-8-9 and playing 7-8-9.
And they've got a familiar foe in Jacob deGrom. This season will be his 29th start. 2.82 is that ERA, and that sub-1 whip are pretty amazing. 171 strikeouts this season for Jacob deGrom. He's got a very firm fastball. This will be the 4th appearance against the Astros this season.
Always a challenge when you face deGrom. Every time the Rangers played the Astros this year, deGrom got a start. Back in the day, you used to be able to see pitchers as many as 6 times, which was the max, but now the max is 4, so the Astros seeing deGrom in every series this year. Jeremy's 2 for 7 against him. He has struck out in 4 of those 5 times he's been retired. And takes that one in, and early on, 3 pitches out of the zone from deGrom, who's usually very sharp with his command.
And strikeout to walk ratio is very good.
Home plate umpire Manny Gonzalez tonight says that's on the outside corner. It's 3-1.
Yeah, and that's where Jacob deGrom likes to live, is with that fastball away. He'll throw that slider to right-handed hitters in that same vicinity. He's usually very good to that glove side with his heater.
Pena sends one to center field, sending Langford back, still going back, reaches up, and he can't make the play. It's off the wall, and Pena's into second base, and he is a leadoff base runner on a ball that eluded Langford. Probably a double for JP as he continues to get on base. That is now 6 in a row.
Yeah, that's an excellent job of tone setting at the top. Worked himself into a fastball count. He hammers them, but you can see Langford having an issue just out of his reach on our matches from Supermo. Having to reach back over his head. Get the entire play in front of you on our Yingling flight cam. Jeremy, I think, was convinced he was going to catch that ball, but that was a long way for Langford to go.
That is actually 7 times in a row for Pena reaching base. He reached in the final at bat of the game on Monday. and reached all 5 times yesterday for the second time in his career. Now he's on base again. That'll be a double for Pena, his team leading 30th double of the season.
75% catch probability on that ball.
Man, he got back there, Blummer.
It looked like he got back there, but that ball, you know, he was running with his right shoulder going towards the center field wall, so he's looking over his left shoulder. And I think that ball may have started to slice off that right-handed swing of Jeremy Pena and forced him to reach back over his head. He just couldn't get there.
How about that? Time called by the catcher, Jonah Heim. So that pitch did not count. It stays 0-2. I think it was called by Heim. He pointed to Heim initially, and then he pointed to Correa.
He pointed to Correa. I'm not sure. Correa didn't argue.
By the way, Jeremy with his 30th double for the second time in his career. He has averaged 30 doubles now for the last 3 seasons. Had 32 doubles 2 years ago, 28 doubles last year, and now back to 30 doubles in 2025. Correa takes one down and in with a changeup. It's 1-2.
That's the pitch he threw to him 0-2. That didn't count. The pitch that did count was the fastball that he fouled off, and then he went to the 0-2 changeup again after that fastball. Just some of the cat and mouse. You want to recognize what they threw, even though the timeout was called.
Now Carlos uses his timeout, so the previous timeout had to be charged to Heim.
Yeah.
Correa takes a hundo off the plate, 2-2.
And Jacob deGrom's a little juiced up for this matchup. Even though it's the 4th time he's faced him, he hasn't faced him under these circumstances.
Oh, 2-3-2. Correa with some great takes here to get the count full.
Really good. DeGrom getting to that hundo. He averages 97.5 miles an hour on his fastball this season. Ooh. Pretty good swing at a 98 mile an hour heater. It's good to see Carlos ready for it.
Great at bat.
Yes, it is. And we talked about it in the open. If you can tax that right arm of DeGrom a little bit, you might have a chance to get to him second, third time through the lineup. I wouldn't mind if they got to him early. Not a 99 mile an hour fastball, but they're making him work. The next pitch will be the 9th pitch of this at bat.
And Pena started the game with a 5-pitch at bat. Correa puts it on the ground. It's a tough play and no play as Smith knocks it down just to make sure Pena doesn't advance. And that'll be an infield hit for Carlos Correa. And the Astros have their first 2 base runners on in Pena and Correa, just like they did last night in the first 2 times up to the plate.
It's a tough read for Jeremy Pena. Obviously, he wants to score the run, but that ball to hit to his right side and not hit very hard. He didn't want to be that first out at third base. That is a cardinal sin in baseball. So sit back, chill out at second base, get Correa that base hit, and let the guys behind him do some damage.
Here's Jose Altuve. Altuve taps one that is going to be just foul. On the first base side, it's 0-1. Altuve last night drove in a couple of runs, one on a sac fly, one on an RBI single. He's now up to 98 career runs batted in against the Rangers. That's the most he's had against any team in his career. Also has 36 home runs against Texas, which is also the most he's had against any opponent.
Ooh, good swing. Got a very hittable slider.
Correa and Pena continue to set the table. Those guys were on base to start the first and third innings last night when the Astros scored their first and second runs. Timer violation against DeGrom. The count's now 1-2 to Altuve. Jose in his career 2 for 10 against Jacob. He has struck out 3 of those 10 times. He does have a home run earlier this year on a fastball. And this time the fastball 99 beats him for a strikeout. DeGrom gets the first out, getting Altuve on strikes.
Got some data on Jacob DeGrom. Some StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud is going to show you that arsenal this season to righties and lefties. Righties having a tough time with a 147 average against that slider and 130 against the four-seam. Lefties doing a good job against the four-seamer and the changeup.
This will be the 5th consecutive at bat for Christian Walker in this series with a runner in scoring position. Christian yesterday drove in a run with a ground out. Still looking for his first hit of this series. He's got Pena on second and Correa on first.
Some wild misses from DeGrom early, huh? That 19 pitches, 8 of them have been out of the zone. We talked about how good he can be and effective he can be. In the outings that we saw the last 3 times, he was very good with that fastball on the outside corner to right-handed hitters. He likes doing that because it sets up that slider away. Oh, good swing. Still impresses me how these guys can time up 99 and just miss it.
Yeah, that was a good swing.
Impressive.
That was a well-placed fastball, and Christian put a good pass on it.
There's it deep to center field back in Arlington.
His only hit in his career against DeGrom, 1 for 15. That one fouled back on 98 on the edge, and it's 2-2. Well, this is what you talked about in the open. 5 1/3 innings last time against the Astros. Had to throw 97 pitches in that start in Arlington.
You know, as wild as DeGrom's been out of the zone, some of these fastballs have been wild in the zone, very hittable. Yeah, the Astros are looking to score early, but this is still a very good foundation for them to work from against Jacob DeGrom. Forcing him to work quite a bit here early.
DeGrom coming off his last outing where he faced the New York Mets for the first time. Ended up winning that game 8-3, picking up his 12th win of the year. Walker down on strikes here on the breaking ball. DeGrom has back-to-back strikeouts, and there's 2 away.
Walker frustrated, but it took a lot of fastballs to be able to set up that slider. That's actually a curveball. He took a lot of life out of that one.
Mike Maddox is going to come out and give his 37-year-old righty a breather here.
You are 100% correct.
24 pitches into the inning. It's not like they didn't talk about Victor Caratini before the game. This is just, let's get a little cardio break right now as you've had to work hard here through 4 batters.
24 pitches.
So with a discussion on the mound, now a word from Buick GMC.
There are trucks, then there's the truck. The GMC Sierra.
Victor Caratini getting a start tonight as the DH. Caratini was on base 3 times yesterday with a single and a couple of walks. Victor's done a nice job since coming off the concussion IL. In those 10 games, he is hitting at .320. Checks his swing on a breaking ball down and in, 1-0. Victor has by far the most at-bats of any Astro in this lineup against Jacob deGrom. Caratini with 22 career at-bats against this right-hander. Next closest is Walker now with 16. Victor 6 for 22 with 2 home runs. They both came in 2019. That catches the bottom of the zone. It's 2-1.
That looked like he wants to give in and throw Caratini at fastball. It showed you that deGrom throws that changeup and curveball a lot to left-handed hitters. Those are his third and fourth best pitches.
That one's up and away, 3-1. And deGrom approaching 30 pitches here in the first inning.
Does he challenge him right here? Is Victor going to be ready? He did. 99 up and in. Victor gave it a try. Three-two, everybody moving. Time for some two-out lightning.
Payne off second, Correa off first. And pitch just below the zone. deGrom wanted it on the curveball. I think Manny Gonzalez got it right, but it was a tough take for Victor Caratini on that 3-2 pitch.
Very tough take. After that fastball up and in, tried the breaking ball down. It may have clipped part of the MD Anderson strike zone. You can see that Jacob deGrom not only wanted it, maybe needed it.
Now Yainer Diaz bats with the bases loaded. Yainer takes one down and away for ball one. This is a beautiful inning, even if the Astros don't cash in. They've already put a big number of pitches on deGrom in the first.
Yeah, that's that foundation that they can try and build off of. Wear down that big right arm of Jacob deGrom. Talked about Yainer in the open also with those risky situations. This is a big one here early.
Yainer in that last start for deGrom against the Astros 11 days ago was 0 for 2, but he hit the ball hard twice. He lined out 2 times. This time he sends one foul down the right field side. It's 1-2.
Jacobs comes set a couple of times a little bit earlier, I think, than the Astro hitters are comfortable with, and that might be the conversation with Gabe Morales behind home plate. Or Manny Gonzalez, I'm sorry. See, he actually called deGrom off earlier in an at-bat this inning.
Line drive, base hit, 2 runs are going to score. Correa around third. Throw is going to be late. Yainer Diaz connects on a 2 RBI single.
Big swing from Yainer. He got a mistake out over the plate. We talked about wearing down deGrom, and some of the misses out of the zone have been big, but the misses in the zone have been big too. That is a slider right out over the heart of the plate in a 2-strike count, and Yainer puts the wood behind it and hits that hard up the middle for 2 RBIs early. He has been excellent with runners in scoring position here recently.
Jesus Sanchez sends one high and deep to right field, but it's playable for Adolis Garcia, who runs into the right center field gap to make the play for the final out of the inning. That's a 35-pitch inning on deGrom, and the Astros lead at 2-0.
Meet Aaron Judge. Aaron Aaron is the captain of the New York Yankees. What a great leader. He's won MVP 2 times. He's also the most dangerous man on the planet with a bat in his hands. Aaron signs every autograph and tattoos every baseball. Aaron foots the bill, then robs you blind. Aaron's a good guy, the best. Unless you're a pitcher.
The silver boot is not the only hardware that's in stake in the Texas rivalries between two teams or two schools. You have the Bayou Bucket when UH plays Rice. Cougars and the Owls go for the Bayou Bucket. How about TCU and SMU going for the Iron Skillet? How about the Saddle? That's Texas Tech and TCU. And of course, the Astros and Rangers have the silver boot, which has stayed here with Orbit at Tyken Park since 2017. What's your favorite Texas rivalry trophy? Go to @SpaceCityHN, use the hashtag StroPoll and vote for one of those four. We'll have the results later on.
I played against a couple of guys that use that Iron Skillet in the infield.
Really?
You try and aim for those guys.
Well, here's Adolis Garcia leading off the second inning. And he takes a pitch for a strike, 0-1. That was almost a 17-minute bottom of the first inning.
That game plan mapped out beautifully, but it takes those hitters to be able to execute it, and they did a beautiful job. It's nice they capitalized on it.
DeGrom's previous high pitch count in the first inning of any of his other 28 starts was 24 pitches. The Astros got him up to 35 in the first. 1-1 pitch is fouled away. It's 1-2. And he was kind of frustrated after that long top of the first inning where the Astros scored a couple of runs.
Oh, yeah, clear the runway.
A little smart to throw with the opposing hand, though.
Salty veteran right there. Yeah, he could be upset with himself. He could be upset with some of the calls, but not much went his way in that first inning.
I mean, that 3-2 pitch to Caratini was close, but it wasn't necessarily like a ball in the strike zone.
It's like 95% of the ball was out of the zone. And even with the ABS that's coming maybe next year, that probably still would have been a ball because that's measuring from the front of the plate.
Javier picks up strikeout number 2, getting back-to-back strikeouts to end the first and start the second.
Yeah, remember what I said about the changeup to left-handed hitters. How about some right-on-right changeup action? That one floating up in the zone and Garcia way out front.
Here's Alejandro Osuna. Osuna getting a start in all 3 games of the series. Bruce Bochy riding a hot hand as he has hit .324 in his last 14 games. He's just 22 years old. You see his season average, not much to brag about, but he has been one of their hotter hitters lately. Last year's minor league player of the year for the Rangers, and now trying to make an impact in September. Played right field yesterday, but he's been in left field in Monday's game and tonight. It's a pitch just below the zone, 2-1. Line drive just past the dive of Carlos Correa. Correa tried to pick that before it was heading to left field, but Osuna has the first hit of the game for the Rangers.
Osuna's done a good job of the hits he's gotten in this series of kind of slapping them the other way. Doing a good job of letting the baseball travel and just letting it get deep in that swing and shooting it the other way. Carlos pulled in, protecting against the potential bunt. Wasn't able to be quick enough to get to that line drive. Hit well.
Now Josh Young, the batter. Young with good numbers against Javi. 3 for 5 with a home run. That home run came in the 2023 postseason. 2 times Javier has retired Young. It's been via strikeout. As it picked up a strike here, 1-1. Runner goes, swing and a miss. Yiner's throw right on the money, but safe. Oh, the throw was right there, but Osuna picks up a stolen base, his 5th on the season.
That looked like a great catch and throw. Got a good pitch to throw on. Again, had to wait for the swing of Young to finish before he could come out of there and throw that ball down to second base. It was not a good slide. Altuve just a little slow in slapping that tag on the base runner, but that was a great throw.
Yiner has really been throwing well in the last few weeks. Now Young down to the count, 1-2. We did a little research in the truck. Our producer Carl Patterson finding out that was tied for the 3rd highest pitch count in Jacob deGrom's career.
Wow.
In 1 inning.
Huh.
He had a 42 pitch inning, a 38 pitch inning, and 35 is tied for the 3rd most. Excuse me, the numbers are 45 and 37 earlier in his career with the 2 higher numbers, but it's rare to see DeGrom throw 35 pitches in an inning. That's what we're getting at.
Extremely.
Jacob making his 247th career start. That ball hit well, deep to left field. All the way back is Sanchez, and he will watch it go off the wall. That will score a run, and Young getting into second base with a loud double into left center, and then the Rangers cross the plate with their first run to cut the lead in half. It's now a 2-1 game.
That was a 2-seamer. Yiner was set up on the outside corner, and that ball stayed on the inner 3rd. Young pulled the hands in nicely. Fortunately, it stayed in the ballpark, and only 1 run across the plate. Be an interesting conversation right now, to be honest, because normally you don't throw sinkers to the outside corner. Try and throw that 4-seamer across the zone to try and power it past the hitter.
So Young continues to hit well against Javier in his career. Now Jonah Heim, the batter. Heim does not have the same success, as you can see his numbers against Christian. And the first pitch drops in for a strike, 0-1. Heim's had a good series. He's 3 for 5 with a walk. Even the 2 times he was retired on Monday, hit the ball hard. Came off the bench yesterday and sparked that 4-run rally with a pinch hit 2-run home run. Ground ball through the legs of Javier. Jeremy Pena is there. Good thing Christian didn't deflect that. That's the 2nd out of the inning.
Little salsa move right here. And a good thing. Jeremy backing him up.
Now Cody Freeman will bat. Freeman hit a home run yesterday getting the start at second base. He's the only one in the Rangers lineup tonight that has not faced Christian Javier other than Alejandro Osuna. First pitch fastball for a strike, 0-1. After that high fastball and fouls it out of play. It's 1-2. Javier facing the Rangers for the 16th time, 12th as a starter. Both of those are the most he's had against any opponent in his career. I mentioned the struggles more recently. Overall, his numbers pretty good against them. Regular season 3.88, and at home even better, 2.25 ERA. Oh, look out. Past Javier's head and into center field as the Rangers put a couple of balls through the middle of the last two hitters, and Cody Freeman has a 2-out, 2-strike RBI hit to tie the game at 2.
Fastball up and away off the end of the bat. Fortunately above the head of Javier, just as far as safety is concerned, but found some open space up the middle to tie things up. Rangers with their own 2-out RBI.
Now 3 hits in the inning. There goes Freeman, and the pitch is down. The throw is in time. Pena, quick tag to get Cody Freeman. And he's in some pain at second base as he is tagged out to end the inning.
Might be where the tag was. Here's a throw down. Watch the tag. Oh, he jammed that left elbow going into the bag. Tagged out. Good catch and throw from Yainer Diaz to end that inning.
Sopita en polvo con el mejor sabor. Tú y Maggi, el secreto del sabor dominicano.
Sometimes your calling doesn't shout. It hums. Like a lullaby floating through a warm night in San Pedro. Before he could walk, El Niño had already taken his first step toward greatness. For Fernando Tatis Jr., baseball wasn't just in the house because Papa was a pro pelotero. It hung over his cradle like a promise. Desde la cuna, El Niño ya tenía swing.
You know what happened in 2014.
A World Series win for the San Francisco Giants.
Look at how clean that is. The gold, I don't know if you guys know what the gold means, but the gold means you are the World Series champions from the year before. But it's the honor of a lifetime, getting to win back-to-back World Series championships with 2 different teams.
Jake Myers leading things off here in the bottom of the second inning. Takes a first pitch fastball for a strike on the corner. It's 0-1. DeGrom, in facing Jake Myers 5 times through the years, works almost exclusively on the outer half of the plate against him. As he misses wide here, it's 1-1. Astros put up a couple of runs on 3 hits and a walk in the first inning against Jacob. And there's that miss that we've seen multiple times today.
Yeah, and you can see Jacob DeGrom, after he threw that pitch, just kind of stopped. Kind of looked down at the mound, not as if the mound caused the issue, as if he's trying to regroup and figure out what's going on with his delivery.
2-1 pitch is foul down the right field side, and that's going to bounce off the netting.
This is after he yanked that fastball. It was actually before the throw got back to him. He just kind of stopped after he let go of that baseball and was standing there staring at the mound going, what the heck? Because that is very uncharacteristic for a guy like DeGrom to miss by that much.
There have been a lot of pitches yanked to that glove side. Jake looking for his first career hit against DeGrom. And tries to hold up, and that's a swing, says Manny Gonzalez, the home plate umpire. That'll be DeGrom's 3rd strikeout, one away here in the 2nd.
Don't miss Hispanic Heritage Weekend, September 19th through the 21st, when the Astros host the Seattle Mariners. Plus, on September 20th, fans can purchase a Hispanic Heritage Los Astros jersey add-on package. Learn more at astros.com/Hispanic Heritage.
Well, Zach Cole's had a lot of firsts in his career as he plays his 6th Major League game. Now he'll get his first chance to hit against a Cy Young Award winner. Zach has reached in all 5 games coming into tonight. And skies this one into shallow left. Osuna got a late start, but he has plenty of time to get there and puts it away for the 2nd out.
Let's check out the Indeed player resume of Jeremy Pena. Batting average this season, .305. He's on base at better than a 36%. His OPS at .833. He's having a career year. Weighted runs created plus at 131. Moving into that leadoff spot was a great thing for Jeremy Pena, but don't forget, all the way back in spring training, made a slight couple of swing adjustments, took him into the regular season, and they have paid off big time.
Going after the first pitch, popping it down the line in right. Long run for Adolis Garcia, and he makes a basket catch right in front of Rowdy Tellez. Smooth operator out there making that play, and that's a quick inning for DeGrom after a long first.
Yeah, you're right, TK, a quick inning. As Adolis just reaches out and snatches that one.
Shohei Ohtani doesn't make any sense. A hitter that pitches and steals bases. No way. A living legend who's this humble? No way. Ohtani isn't a one-way player or a two-way player. He's a no-way player.
Methodist. The job by AJ Blueball yesterday was a good one. He's been down for whatever the team needs lately, showing he not only belongs up here but can handle the intensity of some big games and spots. The work he's done has put him on this list, ranking 3rd in ERA among rookies with a minimum of 25 innings pitched here. 32% strikeout percentage, 32. That's good for 2nd. 7 punch-outs in 3 innings yesterday. Really setting a tone in that game, TK.
Yeah, AJ Blueball has been outstanding. The Astros happy to have him after what was a little bit of a struggle in his first ever start back in April. His 2nd time around, he's been brilliant.
No, AJ's been a lot of fun to watch. Julia's right. He's just kind of taking the ball whenever they've called down there, and he's done a very good job every single time.
Top of the order, Josh Smith due up. Smith with a 1-1 count. And sends this one to left, coming in, and now freezing in his tracks is Jesus Sanchez as he catches that line drive for the 1st out.
Just this month, all the rookie pitching the Astros have had to use have totaled 31 innings, but they have the best ERA in that time also, 2.03, just ahead of the Guardians. They've been riding their rookies the entire season and trying to make a statement late in that wild card.
They have been, with 10 wins in 11 games for the Guardians. Stephen Vogt's crew is doing a great job without some people that are either on suspension or guys that were traded at the deadline. They're winning again tonight.
Yeah. They've got a young man pitching tonight, shutting out the Detroit Tigers in Detroit.
If the Tigers lose that game, all of a sudden the lead in the AL Central is down to 4.5, which is the closest it would be since May.
It's crazy. That would allow the Astros in Seattle maybe to creep a little bit closer to that second seed.
That had all the plate, just wasn't handled cleanly by Yiner, but still called correctly as a strike. It's 1-2. Yeah, the 2 seed looked like it was going to be locked down for the Tigers, with Toronto having the 1 seed lately, but now all of a sudden things are getting a little more interesting. Tigers led the Astros by 2.5 and led the Mariners by 2 starting play tonight.
And somewhere Rob Manfred's up in that tower, fingers are together, and he's going, my plan is coming together perfectly.
Oh, yeah. No, didn't get the outside edge, but that was a pretty good take by Wyatt Langford.
I was going to say it was more on the take because I thought he was going to have a chance to swing at this one. This ball's in the zone a long time before it just broke out.
Really good pitch and an even better take. Foul ball hit towards Jeremy Pena. Langford retired for the second out. Well, the Astros know the importance of either winning the 1 seed or winning the 2 seed. You have to play in that first round. It changes the whole dynamic of your postseason.
Most notably that rotation and setting up your rotation, trying to get through some of those. Because in that wild card round, you got to go with your 2 best to try and get out of the wild card round. And then all of a sudden you've got your 3. If you go 2 in barbecue and you're able to move on, then you've got to be able to put your 3 against the number 1. Makes it kind of tough.
Yeah, and even considering where the Astros are right now with the rotation, they don't have a lengthy rotation.
Yeah,
they don't have a true 5 right now. They're using a bullpen day to go along with Christian Javier and Jason Alexander and Hunter and Fromber. So, yeah, it would be great if you can get a 1 or 2 seed. But you're right, the wild card series starts on a Tuesday. So even if you go 2-0, you won't have either of those guys available because the ALDS starts on a Saturday. So the earliest you would have is your 1 starter on 4 days rest pitching in game 2. So you're right, it would be.
That might be forcing the issue again.
And yeah. You're talking about a big advantage, and that's why it's important to win the 1 or 2 seed if possible. The Astros weren't really thinking about that. They were thinking primarily about winning the AL West, but with both Seattle and Houston hot lately, the Astros a little bit hot, and then the Tigers cold lately. Let's kind of put that more into play. We'll keep track of that Seattle game, which is now 3-2 Kansas City, heading to the 5th.
Yeah, with those teams you're talking about hot and Detroit not, all of a sudden, I mean, it adds all kinds of different scenarios in there.
Trying to hold up on a 1-2 pitch, and Jock Peterson does. It's 2-2.
And all the players, they're just trying to take care of business in front of them. It's all the traveling secretaries right now that are behind the scenes calling hotels all over the country going, save us some rooms. Trying to tell the pilot where they're going to go next.
Exactly. Hit hard into center field. That'll be a base hit for Jock Peterson with 2 outs. Hit number 4 for the Rangers, all in the last 2 innings. This week on Astros Bases Loaded, Carlos Correa impacts Houston on and off the field. We'll relive Zach Cole's amazing big league debut, and we'll also unveil the Astros all-quarter century team. That and more on ABL, which debuts Friday at 5:30. Now Rowdy Tellez will bat. Tellez, one of 2 Rangers that we have seen in this series who spent most of the year in Seattle. Tellez playing his 42nd game as a Ranger, played 62 with the Mariners. And then Dylan Moore, a longtime Mariner, making a switch over after he was let go by Seattle and joining Texas. Tellez takes a strike here. It's 0-1. Ways of the curveball, and Javi gets ahead 0-2.
Good curveball.
Peterson, not much of a threat to run, only 2 steal attempts all year. That gets away from Yainer Diaz. It's going to head towards the Astros dugout. And Peterson advances on the wild pitch.
That changeup was yanked down and in. No chance for Yainer Diaz. They end up hitting Manny Gonzalez behind home plate and ricocheting off his right arm.
Yainer doing what he can to apologize to his best ability.
Change up, held on a little bit too long, bouncing well in front of home plate. You see it ricochet off that right forearm.
And the bounce wasn't straight either, kind of kicked left.
Yeah. Yainer said it wasn't my fault. Nice little welt you got going there, Manny.
Oh, man. That is blowing up in a hurry. That one fouled out of play, stays 2-2. Jock Peterson on second base with 2 outs. Javier trying to get Rowdy Tellez here to end the third. Ground ball. Altuve will make the play to his right. And that'll do it for Texas in the third inning. 1 hit, 1 left on, still tied at 2.
That's Gus Judge. His owner is Aaron Judge, captain of the Yankees. His dog park is Yankee Stadium. Ooh, I'd bowl in that grass for days. Betty gets to fetch those dingers. I'm sure Aaron chases him like that around the house. Aaron's also the nicest human ever. Just not to baseballs. My human, he eats shredded cheese by the handful. I hope Gus knows just how good he's got it.
Proud to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. Carlos Correa is a native of Santa Isabel, Puerto Rico, and the first Puerto Rican ever to be the first overall pick in the Major League Baseball draft. The World Series champ, All-Star, and Platinum Glove winner is still active in his homeland, including helping Puerto Rico recover from Hurricane Maria.
Here is Carlos leading off the third inning. Carlos put together a solid at bat, 10-pitch at bat against Jacob deGrom, his first time up before singling in the hole at shortstop. deGrom, after a 35-pitch first inning, figures some things out in the second inning with an 8-pitch second. But he has started this inning with 2 pitches off the plate to Correa. It's 2-0. When deGrom started that game against the Astros in Arlington back on the 6th, 11 days ago, he only gave up 3 runs, but the Astros won that game 11-0. It was the biggest run differential against deGrom in any start in his career. Game that ended 11-0. His previous worst was an 8-run loss back in 2017 when he pitched against the Phillies. Again, a lot of that damage came late, but it's still unusual to see that final score in a game where deGrom starts. Didn't have to be a strike at 3-0.
Yeah, that was borderline down and away. A little bit of a gift
Al Correa's 2 for 2. He says no worries about that pitch being called a strike. I got you. Carlos Correa, a single in the first and now a leadoff single in the third.
Carlos is an excellent student of the game, knows the tendencies of DeGrom. A lot of fastballs away. Does a good job staying on that one. Just going with that pitch. Leadoff base hit for the Astros.
Now Jose Altuve will bat. Altuve takes a pitch on the edge, 0-1. Jose struck out his first time up. DeGrom, 51 pitches in, only has 3 swings and misses tonight. They've all been on his 3 strikeouts. That ball drilled high and deep to left. Altuve has given the Astros a 4-2 lead. Number 26 on the year for number 27.
Altuve quick snatched that one at the top of the zone. Tough to beat him up top. He loves riding that top rail, especially on fastballs. He got 97 and turned it around in a hurry and made a deposit in the Crawford box.
Jose with his 37th career home run against the Rangers and now has an even 100 RBIs in his career against Texas.
He's had a career against this organization.
Now Christian Walker bats for the first time in a while without a runner in scoring position. Altuve with a big 2-run home run. That was the first swing and miss for an Astros hitter that did not result in a strikeout as Walker down to the count 0-1, and now pitch up and in, it's 1-1. There's a strike, it's 1-2. Jose with that run scored also ties Cal Ripken Jr. 5th all-time against the Rangers in franchise history. 143 runs scored. Walker down on strikes here. DeGrom picks up his 4th strikeout.
Go back to that swing from Jose, 97 at the top. He went up and got that ball. This one will come right into your living room. A little ricochet off the top. TK, would you have made the play if we were sitting out there?
Let me see.
Ooh, we might have been able to catch that clean.
That was pretty close to where we set
over
up.
My head.
Yeah, we had gloves back then.
Been ready.
Altuve and Dubon sharing a little smile after that one. He starts to creep up on the career hit list as well. Now Victor Caratini, the batter. Caratini drew a walk on a 3-2 pitch his first time up. Well, the Astros the last 3 times against DeGrom have used the home run ball against him. They hit 2 home runs last start in 5 1/3 in scoring their 3 runs, and both of their runs in the start here at Daikin Park on July 12th were solo shots. So the Astros now with 5 home runs against Jacob in his last 3 starts against them. This one bounced foul. It's 2-2. On the year, that's now 24 home runs allowed by DeGrom. Second full count for Caratini. And Victor goes down on strikes here. That's 5 strikeouts for DeGrom. Back-to-back Ks here in the third after the home run. Josh Hader has been nominated for the 2025 Roberto Clemente Award presented by Capital One. Fans vote to recognize who best represents the game through positive contributions on and off the field. Vote today at MLBtogether.com/Clemente Award. Yainer Diaz providing the other 2 runs for the Astros as he had a bases-loaded single his first time up. Yainer's up to 68 RBIs now on the year. Sends this one into shallow right center field. Kind of a late break for Langford, and Adolis Garcia comes out of nowhere to make a diving play to end the inning. Garcia, coming off a quad injury, showed great range in making that play to end the inning.
Big swing in the inning came off of Rangers killer Jose Altuve, riding up the all-time list against them, gives the Astros a 4-2 lead.
Dog chow. Shohei Ohtani doesn't make any sense. A hitter that pitches and steals bases. No way. A living legend who's this humble? No way. Ohtani isn't a one-way player or a two-way player. He's a no-way player.
Altuve with a 2-run home run in the bottom half of the third inning. Christian Javier back out there. He has thrown 59 pitches through 3. The Astros would love if Javier could give them 6 innings tonight because their bullpen is really a little bit lighter than they're comfortable with. Even heading into an off day, a lot of guys have been used the last 2 days. So Christian could use an efficient inning coming up in one of these next couple of innings. Abreu's probably down. De Los Santos 3 out of 4, he's down. Jaden Murray 2 in a row. Gordon's down.
Yeah.
Okert's probably in, I would think. The bottom guys are in, but the top 5 guys are probably out, including blue ball. So that means Okert, King, Kimbrel, Hernandez, and the one guy we're not sure about is JP France. Because he pitched Sunday, but we're not sure what his recovery time is coming off that major injury. This one popped high in the air. Who wants it? Altuve, Cole, Walker. It's going to be Altuve taking charge, and he makes the basket catch right on the line. Jose Altuve getting that pop-up off the bat of Adolis Garcia.
Looked like that ball was going to end up in no man's land. Cole was playing deep in right field, and that was a tough over-the-shoulder catch for Christian Walker, but Jose Altuve stays through it. Little Willie Mays Hayes for the out.
So now Alejandro Osuna the batter. Osuna slapped one past Carlos Correa his first time up and scored the Rangers' first run. Coming home on the Josh Young double. Takes a strike here. It's 0-1. So Javier did go 6 innings last start in Toronto, and 3 starts ago went 6 innings against the Angels. That was the game where he didn't allow a hit. Well, he would love to give the Astros 6 innings tonight and let Joe Espada only need 9 outs from his bullpen. That one's wide, and it's 1-1. That one might be in play. Long run. Who can get there? Correa, Pena, look out! Pena makes the catch right in front of Correa. All 3 were converging, and Jeremy Speed wins the day.
That is a great play by Jeremy Pena, hustling from behind second base on the pull side. Again, a tough play for Carlos over the shoulder, a long way for Sanchi to go. And the speed of Jeremy Pena finally cruises through there to make that grab.
Right at the top of the webbing.
That almost popped out of there, but he was going full speed.
That was almost a mirror of the previous play.
Went from Bermuda Triangle to Bermuda Triangle right there.
Thank goodness for JP3 with the wheels. Now an 0-1 count to Josh Young. Well, this could be the inning we were talking about, that Javier needed an efficient inning. He's got 2 quick outs, and now he faces Young with 2 outs and nobody on. Foul tip, and it's 1-2. Pena had to cover 125 feet.
Man.
That's caught by Yainer Diaz, and there is the efficient inning for Christian Javier as he gets the Rangers 1-2-3 here in the 4th inning.
Shohei Ohtani doesn't make any sense. A hitter that pitches and steals bases. No way. A living legend who's this humble? No way. Ohtani isn't a one-way player or a two-way player. He's a no-way player.
All right, Ryan, PSA dove in. Do we have them graded?
We do. This is the first set of graded cards from the 2024 Topps MLB Network set.
I'm so excited about this. Now, they all have the same grade, or?
No.
So one of us will be like the highest graded card.
Could be. There could be multiple.
Okay,
so first up, we got Mark DeRosa.
Let's see what D-Rose. Of course, D-Rose a 10 out of 10. Handsome, athletic. All right.
Los Astros jersey for 10,000 fans on September 19th, presented by PNC. Secure your tickets now at astros.com/promotions. TK.
All right, Julia, here we go. Jesus Sanchez, bottom of the 4th inning with the Astros leading 4-2. Jacob deGrom back to work here. The Astros have 4 runs on 5 hits against deGrom. He has walked 1 and struck out 5. Astros have won 2 of the 3 games they have faced against deGrom this year. deGrom shut out the Astros in 8 innings in Arlington on May 15th in a 1-0 win. And the Astros won an 11-inning game against him here at Daikin Park. He did not factor into the decision. And they put a loss on him in his last start, scoring 3 runs in 5 1/3. Sanchez, Jake Myers, and Zach Cole, the 3 outfielders at the bottom of the order. That one's popped high in the air, foul territory. First baseman Tellez coming towards the dugout and puts it away for the first out. The last inning for Javier was a 9-pitch inning, so that was exactly what the doctor ordered for Christian Javier to be able to go 6 innings. Now here's Jake Myers. Jake has not enjoyed facing Jacob deGrom. Myers and Christian Walker both have had tough head-to-head matchups against this 2-time Cy Young Award winner. I mentioned almost everything away to Jake in their head-to-head matchups. He's 0 for 6 with 3 strikeouts. He struck out his first time up.
Jake's been pretty good on sliders this season, but this one from deGrom a little bit tougher. Needs to see it in the zone, but
and he gets maybe a little expanded plate on that pitch. It's 1-2. deGrom has that turbo slider. Only Hunter Brown throws his slider harder in the major leagues than Jacob deGrom.
Averages 90.3 on that slider. Jacob does. There we go. Majority of his strikeouts are on those sliders and fastballs.
In play to right, Garcia coming towards the line, and he made the catch, but he wasn't in a full sprint all the way and kind of lunged for it at the end. We mentioned he's coming off the quad injury. He's made a couple of good plays out there, but that one he seemed like he took his time on a little bit.
Well, it's kind of slicing and dropping away from him. Kind of got his footwork tied up by not hustling through that one and had to lay out for it. And the man took a tumble.
So 2 outs, nobody on, and Zach Cole the batter.
He doesn't do anything easy, does he?
Oh,
gosh.
There's always a flare. There's a strike. Cole flight out to left, his first at bat against deGrom. That'll be a slider strikeout to end the inning for Jacob deGrom, getting Zach Cole here to end the 4th. Astros still lead 4-2.
Shohei Ohtani doesn't make any sense. A hitter that pitches and steals bases. No way. A living legend who's this humble? No way. Ohtani isn't a one-way player or a two-way player. He's a no-way player.
Seabold. And George Springer made a phenomenal catch in Arlington, and he went to school teaching Julia how to make a play in the outfield. The key was, if you're going to rob a home run, you've got to get the glove above the wall. And George showing where that glove got to.
Is that what I look like?
And an incredible demonstration of how to do it.
He got up. Now it's done. He got up.
And that's why I had back surgery last year. But it was a good time back in 2015, having some fun with George after he made a great play behind Tony Sipp.
Was it a good time?
Oh, sorry, Julia.
I just got crushed.
George was relentless that day.
There was a whole jump like George campaign. Remember that, Blummer?
Yeah, that was a good one.
The Astros wanted fans to recreate that. They wanted to see their jumps against the wall. It was great, and they were sending them in on social media. It was a good time.
That was a good time.
Jump like George. This ball popped high in the air. This will be an easy pop-up. We had a couple of tough plays last inning. Christian Walker comes down from first and makes the catch for the first out. Jonah Heim pops up for out number 1 here in the 5th.
How tough were they, TK?
So I didn't know this, Blummer.
What's that?
That they do catch probabilities for infielders going to the outfield.
Oh, really?
That's the first I've ever seen this.
Okay, me too.
20% for Jeremy Pena's catch.
Oh, so we're giving out 5 stars to these guys now.
5-star catch, and he had a sprint speed as a defender of 30 feet per second.
Stop, are you kidding me?
Which was his best time ever.
I said he was floating, but I didn't realize it was top speed.
You said it. He started close to the second base bag.
Yeah, long way to go.
And he had to go all the way into foul territory. I think Correa was probably shocked to see his teammate next to him at that point.
Yeah, he was probably like, I'm going to have to make an incredible play, and out of nowhere came his wingman.
20%, 5-star catch.
I like it. More numbers, the better, right?
I've never seen an infielder with a catch probability before.
You heard it here first.
What was the catch probability for Julia on that jump like George?
I knew you were going to do that. There was none.
That was a tough
Didn't
play.
register.
That was a tough play, Julia.
I didn't get high enough off the ground.
George claimed it would have been a run-scoring base hit if you were in the outfield.
Would have been the end of the game. I think that was late.
Oh, yeah, that was a grand slam.
Yeah.
Oh.
Good work by the truck.
That's back when my calf was healthy.
I was just going to say the good news out of that whole situation was that Julia didn't blow out a calf.
It was peak. It was my prime right there.
Peak Jules.
Wow, that was 10 years ago.
Oh, the good old days.
That was back when the Silver Boot was residing in Arlington.
Yeah, it was.
Ooh, did you guys see the Silver Boot on the desk?
You had it on the pregame desk.
Took up the entire desk.
Javier with a strikeout here. Strikeout number 4 for Christian.
That was a big year.
Yeah. No, this was a different year. This was even further
it?
back. This might have been 13. Trying to see who's in the dugout. Who keeps coming out? I think Brett Wallace is in there, so that's a 13.
Yeah, we kept
I
trying
worked on that.
Yeah, we kept trying to throw it down to the sideline, but they kept saying Julia was busy.
Still going.
Well, that's the look. That is the all-timer.
Yeah, that lives forever on the internet.
Some moments up in Arlington with Julia Morales.
This ball hit down the line and right, but it's going to hook into the crowd.
These time capsules are great. Look at Brett Wallace is going, hey, man, there's still some left.
It's like a time capsule when I saw Brett Wallace. Like,
yeah, it puts everything into context, right? It's so crazy.
It was also probably 100 degrees as I was trying to eat a 2-foot hot dog. Great idea.
What you did for the team back then.
Oh.
Nothing to see on the field.
That is true.
0-2 pitch is up for a ball. It's 1-2. But yeah, you guys had the Silver Boot out there, you and Bogey. It's massive.
Amazing. That made my season, maybe.
That was pretty cool that they brought that out there.
Oh my gosh, so fun.
Did you try and pick it up?
I was told not to.
Okay.
I was advised against that.
It's kind of like a Stanley Cup where they have a special handler for it.
Get the white
Right.
gloves.
Well, I've seen it in the team store, but it's in a the glass case and it's up. So I don't know. You just don't get a good feel for how big it is and how heavy it is. It's massive. It was really cool to have it out there, though. It was a spectacle. Everyone taking pictures. We had a good time.
I'm glad they did that, though. Fans probably love that.
It's ball in the air to center field. Jake Myers going back, and he's still moving back, but he puts it away before he gets to the warning track. That is 7 in a row sent down by Christian Javier, who's trying to keep the boot in Houston for the 9th consecutive year.
Shohei Ohtani doesn't make any sense. A hitter that pitches and steals bases. No way. A living legend who's this humble? No way. Ohtani isn't a one-way player or a two-way player. He's a no-way player.
This is going to be one of those games that you're going to have to fight the elements. Wow! And I don't think that'll be the last bat toss we see tonight.
I would imagine not. As he slid behind Neto, took out his legs, but Neto held onto the ball.
Check out what our cameras caught. That's right. Smacking himself in the face when he really likes to pump himself up and make himself angry.
Oh, he used the hand. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, take a bow. All right, absolutely.
Looking for a sweep of the Texas Rangers, and that was the only way they were going to keep the silver boot in-house because it was a 6-4 Rangers lead coming into this series in games played this year. Astros winning 6-3 in the opener on Monday, holding on to win 6-5 last night, and tonight leading Jacob deGrom and the Rangers 4-2 as they play here in the 5th. Jeremy Pena finally had his on-base streak snapped last at bat. He had been on base 7 consecutive times before he popped up to end the 2nd inning. Now he's going to try and start a new streak here as we begin the bottom half of the 5th.
3rd time through the order here in the bottom of the 5th for Jacob deGrom. He's got a little bit better feel for that slider in the last couple of innings.
Half a dozen strikeouts so far for deGrom. And that one wide. A good take by Jeremy. It's 2-2.
So the OPS at 662 the first time through is pretty good, but the batting average is not that good. 3rd time through is when those numbers really kind of spike for Jacob deGrom.
Ball hit to right, sending Garcia back. He's looking up, and this ball's gone! Jeremy Pena, number 16 on the year. And the Astros now lead 5-2.
How about JP Thrill? Making it happen. Taking a fastball up and away, shooting it out of the ballpark. He doesn't get that fastball if he doesn't lay off that previous slider. Great at bat for Jeremy Pena, not missing this fastball at 98.4 miles an hour, and he goes to the opposite field. Have a season.
Not many hitters hit the fastball better than Jeremy Pena in the major leagues. And you're right, Blummer. He set that up by that 2-1 take, or excuse me, the 1-2 take on that slider away. Not too long ago, Jeremy was dipping below 300. And since then, he has now had 6 hits in his last 7 at-bats. Two more home runs against DeGrom tonight. That is the 3rd consecutive start against the Astros where they have hit 2 home runs against DeGrom. He gave up a season-high 3 to the Mariners back on August the 3rd. But how about 6 home runs against DeGrom in 3 starts?
Yeah, the home run ball's kind of bitten him a little bit this season.
Second most home runs he's allowed in any one season. Once gave up 28 with the Mets back in 2017. And this year he's allowed 25 now.
A lot of the damage the Astros have done against him have been on the home run.
Pena now Altuve adding home runs tonight. Jose has 2 this year. Christian Walker has 1. Yainer Diaz has 1. Well, Correa is seeing a lot of pitches tonight. He has now seen 20 pitches in 3 plate appearances against Jacob deGrom. 20 of the 87 pitches. He's seen almost a quarter of the deliveries from deGrom. That one low, and he's worked the count full.
Yeah, he's had some incredibly quality at bats against deGrom in this ball game. Working some deep counts.
And a line drive, but this one caught by Rowdy Tellez. Carlos bidding for a 3 for 3.
The all-quarter century team continues, and we talked about Bish being in the outfield. The reason is this guy, Jose Altuve, since 2011 has been lighting it up in that Astros uniform. A couple of batting titles, his offensive WAR at 61.4, a 303 batting average career, and 129 weighted runs created plus. The great Jose Altuve is going to be your second baseman on the all-quarter century team here at Dyken Park.
Added another one to his home run total last time up to give the Astros a 4-2 lead. As he golfs this one into right center field. Back goes Freeman, in comes Garcia. It's Freeman, the second baseman, who puts it away for the second out. Now Christian Walker will bat. Might be the last inning for deGrom at 91 pitches. He's only thrown 100 pitches once this year. Christian puts it in play to right field. Garcia will drift back on it. He's actually near the warning track now as he puts it away for the final out. But Jeremy Pena gives the Astros another run on a solo home run to start the inning. It's now 5-2 Houston.
Folks, that right there is Decoy, the luckiest dog in the world. His owner is Shohei Ohtani, a myth of a man. A human who can do all this with a baseball is every dog's dream. 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, drool, 250-foot dingers, woof. He gets called a good boy in 2 entire countries. And I get Greg. I just hope all that fame doesn't go to his head.
Getting traded to Boston from Chicago. You see here the traditional jersey. I love a road jersey because it says where you're from, and this is simple, clean, and cool. And then you see this patch right here. This is from the 2013 postseason run, which was unlike anything I had ever been a part of, to punch through and hoist that trophy. Boston strong forever, baby.
I believe this one's it's a rookie card, I know, but I feel like it's the first card that I ever, big league card. Obviously, as a kid, trying to get to the big leagues, the dream of making it, but as a kid that had cards, right, as a kid, this is like seeing your card the first time is pretty cool. So that's pretty powerful when you see that card.
Series is presented by TXU Energy. Energy for everything. Houston Astros Baseball and Space City Home Network is presented by Steve Lee. Car or truck accident? Call attorney Steve Lee at 713-CALL-LEE. And by Michelob Ultra Zero. Make a plan to get home safe. A reminder from your friends at Silver Eagle Distributors, Houston. We go to the 6th inning. Christian Javier trying to get through 6 tonight. He's helped himself out with a couple of good innings back-to-back. 9-pitch 4th and a 12-pitch 5th, and now he'll face the 2-3-4 hitters here in inning number 6. Wyatt Langford has walked and grounded out tonight. And he grounds this one to Jeremy Pena on 2 hops. Pena with the throw to first for out number 1. And now a word from Jack in the Box.
My spicy chicken strips are back, now with hot honey, and starting at $5.50.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
One of those rare games where Christian Javier is getting a lot more ground outs than his opponent. This is the 5th ground ball that Javier has behind him tonight. Here's Jock Peterson. Jacob deGrom didn't get any ground ball outs in his 5 innings of work.
Yeah, that's not usually a Christian Javier topic, being the ground ball. Likes those elevated fastballs that create a lot of pop-ups and flyouts.
2-0 the count. The Astros have their bullpen going for the first time. I thought we would see Craig Kimbrell at some point. Kimbrell beginning to loosen up here in the 6th. It is definitely a limited bullpen for Joe Espada tonight. Looking forward to that off day tomorrow for a reset. There's that pop-up you were talking about, Blummer.
He's given up quite a few pop-ups to the infield.
And Pena doing the old Altuve routine, and that's out number 2.
Time now to play Name That Astro, powered by Reliant. $1 Million Man, 491 of 497. Milestone strikeout. If you know who that Astro is, you're going to hop on X and go to @SpaceCityHN and tell us who you think that Astro is. Powered by Reliant.
Well, now Rowdy Tellez the batter, as Christian Javier has retired the last 9 he has faced. Tellez hits the ball hard into left center field. Myers will cut it off and hold Rowdy to a single. There'll be a 2-out base runner for the Rangers. That is hit number 5 for Texas. Now Adolis Garcia will bat. Garcia has struck out and popped up tonight. First pitch, fastball for a strike. Garcia is 3 for 25 in his career now against Javier with 8 strikeouts. Javi looking for one more out and a much needed 6 innings for the Astros on a night where their bullpen is a little light. Ground ball, Pena backhands, jump throw to first, and the scoop is made and the tag is made by Walker. Garcia still not able to run 100% coming off that quad injury, and Walker makes the play to get out of the 6th inning.
Yeah, great play by Jeremy Pena going to his right, went with the jump throw. Didn't have enough on it, but a good adjustment by Christian Walker to get the scoop and the tag to finish off that inning for Christian Javier.
You're finishing out the season strong, Aquarius, and you've reached new highs in your game that you didn't even know were possible.
While you're proud of your performance this year, you're also more concerned with the legacy you're going to leave in baseball at the end of your career. You have many years before retirement, but you can get started now on building the foundation of a generation-defining career.
Folks, that right there is Decoy, the luckiest dog in the world. His owner is Shohei Ohtani, a myth of a man. A human who can do all this with a baseball is every dog's dream. 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, drool, 250-foot dingers, woof. He gets called a good boy in 2 entire countries. And I get Greg. I just hope all that fame doesn't go to his head.
St. Louis Cardinals, one of the cleanest jerseys in the game. I've always felt that way. And, you know, the birds on the bat, just an iconic logo. I mean, look how rich that yellowish gold is in the bat. You know, all the stitching with the birds. I've just always thought it's one of the best looks in the game. 35 is the number I wore in my Major League debut. I actually think this might be the jersey from my Major League debut. So that was 2010, May 29th.
Fans will receive a Sugar Skull bobblehead presented by Bank of America. Visit astros.com/promotions to get tickets now. Blummer.
Thank you, Julia. The Astros did a good job putting that pitch count up on Jacob deGrom and touching him for 5 runs. So he's out of the game. They're going to go to their bullpen. It's going to be Robert Garcia coming into this game to face Victor Caratini, Yainer Diaz, and Jesus Sanchez. It's been quite a few appearances for Garcia against the Astros this season. He's throwing 5 2/3 innings against them. Victor greets him with a long fly ball to center.
All the way to the wall goes Langford, and he puts it away on the warning track. That was hit almost 400 feet by Victor. Allowed first out.
He's actually over 400.
Yes.
401.
There you go.
Yeah, you're pretty good. You still got it.
Victor now 0 for 2, and Yainer Diaz, who gave the Astros their first 2 runs of the game with a bases loaded single into left. Final line for Jacob deGrom tonight: 5 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs all earned. The 5 earned runs for deGrom matches his season high. Also gave up 5 earned runs against the Angels and 5 earned runs against the Mariners. Those were both on the road this year. deGrom walked 1 and struck out 6. Craig Kimbrell continues to loosen up. He'll have the 7th inning for the Astros as Yainer Diaz is down to the count here, 0-2.
Just some grinding at bats. And when deGrom's good, he's attacking the zone and having some quick innings. You see the best start he had was May 15th, going 8 innings, throwing 96 pitches. But the next 3, the Astros went to town and racked up pitches against deGrom, putting up some big numbers against him and knocking him out of these games earlier and earlier with each start.
That was all set up by a 35-pitch first inning. And Yainer had that 2 RBI base hit. Yeah, so it's worth looking at again. You're right. He dominated back in Arlington on May 15th, but since then, really good work by the Astros hitters against him.
92 pitches in 5 innings today.
2 home runs in all 3 of those last 3 starts. Yainer goes after that changeup, and that's the 2nd out of the inning.
The power play is presented by HEB. Some of the 7, 8, 9 hitters for your Astros in the month of September. It's crunch time, and they're relying on some guys in the bottom of the 3rd. In fact, they're one of the best as far as hits and RBIs. And hitting with runners in scoring position, they're 327. So you've got your studs through the middle part of the order, the top part of the order, but 7, 8, 9 guys have been getting it done, picking it up.
Jesus Sanchez will get a rare at bat against the lefty. Sanchez oftentimes gets pinch hit for with Cam Smith when a lefty comes in. But we're in the 6th inning at this point, and Joe giving him an at bat here with 2 outs and nobody on. Sanchez hitting 141 on the year against lefties. He's got a 1-1 count here. First down and away, 2-1. J.P. Crawford hitting a home run in the 8th inning in Kansas City has given Seattle a 4-3 lead in the 8th. Seattle scored a run in the 7th to tie it and a run in the 8th to take the lead. Now one shot towards shortstop on one hop. Josh Smith makes the play to get Sanchez to end the inning. Good inning for Garcia, 1-2-3-6.
Folks, that right there is Decoy, the luckiest dog in the world. His owner is Shohei Ohtani, a myth of a man. A human who can do all this with a baseball is every dog's dream. 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, drool, 250-foot dingers, woof. He gets called a good boy in 2 entire countries. And I get Greg. I just hope all that fame doesn't go to his head.
I want to ask you about food. What is something that you have to eat to be the judge?
Oh, Aaron Judge! Send him to Monument Park now!
We got some good chefs in New York. They've been cooking up some nice chopped cheeses, and that kind of, it gets you, yeah. I don't know if I should tell the kids that they should be eating chopped cheese before a game.
Before the game, probably steak. That's usually what I go to.
I like a steak, no vegetables. No vegetables? No vegetables. No, is it straight protein?
Yeah.
Taking it back. Houston Astros clinching the AL West on September 17th. This is 2017. They defeated the Mariners 7-1 right here at home. They marked their first division title in 16 years, and it was the newly acquired pitcher Justin Verlander. He struck out 10 over 7 innings. George Springer, Carlos Correa homered in that one, and then it was time to party. And that was just the beginning in that season and the beginning of what has been an incredible era of Astros baseball. Plummer?
Good times. New pitcher into this game is going to be Craig Kimbrell. 7th inning will be his. 10 games between Atlanta and Houston. He has pitched in 8 total innings, has 11 strikeouts. A couple of earned runs in that last outing against his former team in Atlanta. Those are the first earned runs he's given up as an Astro.
So we're thinking the mix tonight might be Kimbrell and the 2 lefties, Okert and King, at the back end of this game. Brian Abreu not available. Daniel De Los Santos not available, likely. Jaden Murray likely not available. So Kimbrell has the 7th, and it looks like one of those lefties is starting to warm up here just in case needed in this inning, and that is Steven Okert.
Every year I usually have somebody nicknamed Everyday Somebody. But there's just too many guys out there now racking up appearances. It's everyday everybody out there.
It was Everyday Hector for a while.
Yep.
How about that start to the outing? Kimbrell makes quick work of the 22-year-old Osuna with a 3-pitch strikeout.
It's got to feel good for Craig. An efficient strikeout to get this inning started for him. Youngster chasing a pitch well up out of the zone.
Here's Josh Young. Young has doubled home a run and scored a run. He is 1 for 2 tonight. That one down the right field side, slicing, and it's foul. That'll be 1-1. Astros with 9 games to go after today, and tomorrow will be their first day off here in Houston since August 25th. They are wrapping up a span of playing 22 games in 23 days, and their only off day during that 23-day span was in Toronto.
So it's a bigger day off because of the exchange rate up there. Yeah. wasn't a full day off, it was a day and a quarter.
Ground ball slowly hit. Pena will charge, take his time, and make a good throw to get Young for the second out. Now a message from Nava Law Group.
Injured in an accident? Hurt on the job? Insurance companies want you to settle, and settle fast. Do not settle.com.
It is amazing how, I mean, off days in general feel good, but how much better off days feel late in the season.
Oh, it's amazing.
Right?
Yeah.
In April, you're like, I don't really need an off day.
Yeah.
Like, we're good. You get to this
you
time.
don't feel the effect of it.
Oh.
You know, even it's even mental.
Yep.
You know, physically, every day off feels good as a big leaguer because the only day you feel like you're 100% is maybe the first day of spring training camp. Every day after that, you're feeling a little ache and pain playing every day. But the days off in April feel good on the body, but your mind is still just kind of like ramped up, ready to go, and you want to get in a rhythm. You want to feel the purpose of the season kind of a little bit that early in the season. But in September, you're so right. You want to be able to just check out, unplug, let that body heal up, rest up a little bit, but your brain, your mind are the ones that are just kind of like, whew, I just need to take a breath.
Craig Kimbrell facing Jonah Heim here with an 0-2 count. Kimbrell has been all over the zone in this outing so far. That's a good sign.
That's a really good sign, yeah. Early on, coming over to the Astros, command was a little bit of an issue.
7 of 9 strikes so far. That one down, it's 2-2. In the air, center field, playable. Jake Myers trots in, and that's a good 1-2-3 inning for Craig Kimbrell here in the 7th. The Astros lead 5-2, 7th inning stretch time, and it's presented by Texas Mattress Makers.
Meet Aaron Judge. Aaron is the captain of the New York Yankees. What a great leader. He's won MVP 2 times. He's also the most dangerous man on the planet with a bat in his hands. Aaron signs every autograph and tattoos every baseball. Aaron foots the bill. Then robs you blind. Aaron's a good guy, the best. Unless you're a pitcher.
This is a good one right here. The Padres. Little pinstripe unis. We would wear these every Thursday. When I kept it, I wanted to keep it all dirty. I always felt like if you didn't get dirty in a baseball game, you kind of didn't really play that day. So I had my pine tar there, a little dirt in the front side of it, but the brown and orange, really cool cleats. All the fans really enjoyed it as much as the players did.
.com 33,084 strong tonight as they are looking for a sweep of the Texas Rangers. The Astros leading 5-2 here in Game 3 of the series. Astros winning 6-3 Monday, 6-5 last night, and up 5-2 tonight as they bat here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Jake Myers will lead things off. Robert Garcia is still out there for the Rangers in his 2nd inning of work. Jake happy to see somebody other than Jacob deGrom. It'll be Myers, Zach Cole, and Jeremy Pena here in the 7th. On the ground towards short, backhanded by Smith, but he bobbles, and Jake is going to reach. So Jake reaches on the ground ball. Smith knew he had to hurry, but he couldn't make the transfer, and Jake is on board.
I'm not sure he ever caught that ball. Kind of took a weird hop on him. It's tough to see from this angle. Kind of hitting the heel of the glove and came out the end of it. You're right, though. It's the way that Jake runs, you've got to be able to come in and make that play cleanly.
Well, we talked last inning about sometimes Cam Smith hits for Jesus Sanchez, but in this case, Joe's going to have Cam hit for the other rookie, Zach Cole here. So
okay.
Cam will take over for Cole in right field. And that could be part of it, Blummer. We were trying to talk about that during the break, is that Zach Cole hasn't played a whole lot of left here at Daikin Park.
Well, there's some nooks and crannies out there in left field that can create a little bit of an issue, because if you bring in Cam Smith to hit for Sanchez, then you've got to flip Cole from right field to left field and put Cam in a comfortable position out there in right field. And they did that the other day, and I'm not saying that Cole, it was a tough play on a line drive over his head that ended up being a base hit. But at the same time, trying to protect Zach Cole, but with Cam Smith being announced, we've got plenty of time to chat with Bruce Bochy going out to the mound.
We'll take a break, and we'll come back and tell you about the new pitcher in this 5-2 game.
Nuevas hojolitas tocineta, porque la vida sabe mejor con tocineta.
Before he was feared on the field, Ronald Acuña Jr. was chasing wins on a different kind of field. For the Acuñas, El Béisbol was a story told in fastballs and late-night rematches. Every loading screen was a part of the strategy. Smash de botones. Smash de jonrones. That's how La Bestia was born.
Astros for Fan Appreciation Day, presented by SeatGeek, this Sunday against the Mariners. Get your seats early, as one-of-a-kind prizes will be given out each half inning. Get your tickets at astros.com/fan appreciation. I might get in on that. Sean Armstrong into this game to face Cam Smith. He's on the attack early. See the numbers on Armstrong. He's been very good against right-handed hitters. He's been used a lot this season, but a 109 average for right-handed hitters against Armstrong.
And nobody in baseball better than that 109 mark. He has allowed just 2 for 36 against righties in his last 16 appearances beginning August 9th. So Cam has a challenge here with a 1-1 count. Jake Meyers reaching on an error to start the inning. And now Cam batting against Armstrong here. A lot of times Armstrong is used in leverage situations, but Bruce Bochy trying to keep this game as close as possible in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Good news for Astros fans in Kansas City. And the Kansas City Royals, on an Adam Frazier 2-run home run, have taken the lead. It's now 5-4 Kansas City, as they continue to bat in the bottom half of the 8th inning, trying to snap the Mariners' 10-game winning streak. Cam Smith down on strikes here. And there's one away in the inning. Go back to the top of the order and Jeremy Pena. Pena having a great series. 2 for 3 tonight. He was 3 for 3 and reached 5 times last night. And he went 2 for 4 in the opening game. So Pena with 7 hits here in this battle for the Silver Boot. Jeremy, who was dipping below 300 a few days ago, is now up to 306. This is the fastball here, and Sean Armstrong gets ahead 0-2. Nick Hernandez has joined Steven Okert in the Astros bullpen. We mentioned the 4 relievers that we thought would be available tonight, and that included Okert, Hernandez, Kimbrel, who's already pitched, and Brian King. That one's wide, 2-2. Royals adding another run. It's now a 6-4 game. Scoring 3 runs against Matt Brash in the 8th.
Now they've been one of the lockdown guys. They've been beat around a little bit on the road.
Back-to-back strikeouts for Armstrong, 2 outs in the inning.
I think it's time to name that Astro powered by Reliant. Clues, $1 Million Man, 491 to 497 milestone strikeout. Who is that Astro powered by Reliant? The Express, Nolan Ryan. Baseball's first $1 million contract and final career strikeout. Total 5,714 on this day in 1993.
Armstrong gets ahead again. He was ahead of Cam Smith and Jeremy Pena. Now he's ahead 0-2 on Carlos Correa. See why this guy would be tough on righties.
Yeah, he's got 2 fastballs, a 2-seamer, 4-seamer, but that sweeper, that pretty even mix against right-handed hitters between all those pitches, but that sweeper pretty nasty.
Correa did a good job not chasing. Carlos saw over 20 pitches in his 3 at-bats against Jacob deGrom and helped get deGrom out after 5 innings tonight. Correa has kind of taken over the mantle that was left by Isaac Paredes of a guy who was going to see a lot of pitches in a game.
You ain't lying. Today is great proof of that.
Continuing to get good reports about Paredes from Florida. Don't know when he might be activated, but it sounds like he will be activated at some point before the postseason.
It's amazing.
On the ground, second baseman Cody Freeman will race to the bag ahead of Jake Myers, and that'll do it for the Astros in the 7th. We're gonna head to the 8th. Looks like Steven Okert's coming on to try and protect this 5-2 lead.
That's Gus Judge. His owner is Aaron Judge, captain of the Yankees. His dog park is Yankee Stadium. Ooh, I'd roll in that grass for days. Betty gets to fetch those dingers. I'm sure Aaron chases him like that around the house. Aaron's also the nicest human ever. just not to baseballs. My human, he eats shredded cheese by the handful. I hope Gus knows just how good he's got it.
Driven by Ford, and let's go back to 2019. On this date, Garrett Cole went 8 innings against the Rangers, struck out 10 of them, and became the 3rd Astro and 18th pitcher since 1901 with 300 or more strikeouts. A remarkable feat by Garrett Cole, who is an absolute strikeout machine, a co-leader of that rotation with Justin Verlander. Just showed you the Express Nolan Ryan setting a strikeout mark that will never be broken. And it kind of makes you wonder when the next time you'll see a 300-plus strikeout season again. But on to this game, 63 games for Stephen Okert. He has 1 start under his belt, 3.21 is his ERA, and of course that whip has been under 1 the entire season.
Okert faces Cody Freeman, the number 9 hitter, to start the inning. Freeman knocked in the last run for the Rangers with an RBI single. Now the count's 1-1. It'll be Freeman, then a pinch hitter for Josh Smith, Ezekiel Duran in the on-deck circle. And Wyatt Langford also due up in this inning. Pitch missing in. It's 2-1. Royals scoring another run on the Mariners in the 8th inning. It's now a 7-4 Kansas City lead as the Royals have put up a 4 spot in the 8th, all against Matt Brash. Brash throwing 30 pitches and then was taken out of the game after 2/3 of an inning of work.
That's doing some damage.
That one's wide. It's 3-1. Very good inning for Craig Kimbrell as he pitched a 1-2-3 7th and now turns it over to Okert here in the 8th. And that is ball 4 up. Leadoff walk to the 9 hitter.
Let's talk a little bit more about the 300 strikeout seasons. Talked about Garrett Cole. He eventually ended up at 326. Had a teammate in Justin Verlander hit 300. Max Scherzer, Chris Sale, Clayton Kershaw all doing it, but the last 2 to ever do it were on the same team, and we witnessed it back in 2019.
Verlander with that crazy final start in Anaheim wasn't even thinking about 300. He was more locked in on 3,000 that night.
Got them both.
And got them both with an incredible performance against the Angels to wrap up that season. This year, the major league leader in strikeouts is Garrett Crochet, and he has 240. So no one's going to come close this year to 300. Now Ezekiel Duran announces a pinch hitter for Josh Smith. Duran sends one into shallow center. It might fall in. Myers will play it on a hop. A little flare into center for a pinch hit single, and just like that, the Rangers will bring the tying run to the plate here in the 8th inning.
After the walk, Ezekiel Duran chose to be aggressive and got lucky with this one. That was a slider down, hit off the end of the bat. And unfortunately, with it being hit off the end of the bat, it just placed itself perfectly in between a couple of Astros.
So now Langford will bat, and Brian King begins to warm up. Langford a couple of ground outs and a walk today. First pitch doesn't go Okert's way. It's 1-0. down the left field side, and Oker gets ahead of Langford 1-2. They've never faced off against each other. Langford, one of the few Rangers who has not faced Stephen Oker yet. Bruce Bochy has another pinch hitter on deck, Kyle Higashioka. He's not afraid to use his bench. We've seen him use all 5 bench players the first 2 games of the series. With no Marcus Semien and no Corey Seager, there's really nobody he's afraid to hit for in this lineup. Maybe Wyatt Langford, but other than that, he hits for pretty much every other spot. Langford leads the team in runs scored. Leads the team in home runs. Grounds this one to Pena. Flips it to Altuve, and Altuve with a throw for the double play. Huge double play for Oker to the Astros.
Great job up the middle by the Astros defense. Pena to Altuve to Walker. A huge double play in this situation. Exactly what Stephen Oker wanted, needed, and got.
Now a word from Taqueria Sarandas.
My favorite food is at Taqueria Arandas.
Higashioka hits for Jock Peterson here as the designated hitter. Now a runner on third and 2 outs. And the pitch in for ball 1. Just dip below the zone. It's a 2-0 count to Higashioka. He started last night. Had a couple of hits and 5 at bats.
Ended that game last night by swinging at a slider from Brian Abreu, stunting the comeback and allowing the second win of this series for the Astros.
That one's wide, and it's 3-0.
Kind of feeling for the slider tonight. Doesn't have that crisp, good, clean slider out of the hand for Oker tonight.
Dylan Moore is in the on-deck circle. He's going to try and pinch hit for Tellez if he gets an opportunity this inning. And he will on a 4-pitch walk. So second walk of the inning allowed by Oker. And once again, the Rangers will have the tying run at the plate. So here's Dylan Moore. And Joe Espada is going to jump out of the bullpen, or out of the dugout, and motion to the bullpen. As Oker had thrown 10 of 17 pitches off the plate. He's going to go to Brian King here. 2 on, 2 outs in the 8th inning. Astros up 5-2.
That's Gus Judge. His owner is Aaron Judge, captain of the Yankees. His dog park is Yankee Stadium. Ooh, I'd roll in that grass for days. Bet he gets to fetch those dingers. I'm sure Aaron chases him like that around the house. Aaron's also the nicest human ever. Just not to baseballs. My human, he eats shredded cheese by the handful. I hope Gus knows just how good he's got it.
I'm gonna throw out a restaurant kitchen term to you, and then hit me with the baseball one. I'll start first.
Okay.
Mise en place.
Oh, mise en place. That is, as the chef, you put all your different ingredients out, kind of before you start cooking, right?
You got it, man. Yeah. That's the most important
That's a tough one. I hear this one a lot because of my name, can of corn.
Easy fly ball.
Score right there in the middle of the field at the top of the 8th, 5-2 Houston. A couple of runners on the corners. Lefty Brian King is out of that bullpen. He has been very good against right-handed hitters this season with that fastball, low to mid-90s, and also a very good slider.
First pitch strike to the pinch hitter Dylan Moore, hitting for Rowdy Tellez here. Cody Freeman on third base. Kyle Higashioka on first. Both drew walks in the inning, and 2 outs here in the 8th. Moore sends the ball into right center field, playable. Cam Smith comes on and puts it away. Brian King continues his perfect season. 22 inherited runners. All 22 have been stranded.
Dog chow.
Meet Aaron Judge. Aaron is the captain of the New York Yankees. What a great leader. He's won MVP 2 times. He's also
the most dangerous man on the planet with a bat in his hands.
Aaron signs every autograph
and tattoos every baseball.
Aaron foots the bill.
Then robs you blind.
Aaron's a good guy, the best.
Unless you're a pitcher.
The Astros host the Mariners in their last homestand of the season. Coverage kicks off Friday at 6 with Astros on deck. The Battle with Seattle on Space City Home Network is presented by TXU Energy.
Fans cheering as Jose Altuve came to the plate because they just posted the final score in Kansas City on the manual scoreboard there in left. And it says Kansas City 7 and Seattle 5, so the Mariners' 10-game winning streak is over. And the Astros, with a win, can reassume first place by a half game. Altuve delivers a line drive caught by Alejandro Osuna to start the bottom half of the 8th inning. Big 4-run 8th for the Kansas City Royals to win that game against Seattle. Astros with a day off tomorrow. Seattle will wrap up that series in Kansas City with a day game tomorrow. There you see the defensive changes after the pinch hits. Dylan Moore is the new first baseman, and Ezekiel Duran is the new shortstop. There's Christian Walker. Walker looking for his first hit of this series, 0 for 3 tonight. How about Brian King? One of those stats that's not heralded as much as it should be, but inherited runners, 22 of them this year, and not one has scored.
Yeah, it's a highly underrated number, and I think it's because the expectation is that's what they're supposed to do, but it's not an easy job.
That bat was
destroyed.
Not only destroyed, but it was bouncing around the mound. And with Caratini, a switch hitter batting lefty against Armstrong due up, Bruce Bochy is going to make a pitching change here as Sean Armstrong gets all 5 batters he faces. So we'll have a new pitcher here in the 8th inning with the Astros leading 5-2.
That's Gus Judge. His owner is Aaron Judge, captain of the Yankees. His dog park is Yankee Stadium. Ooh, I'd roll in that grass for days. Betty gets to fetch those dingers. I'm sure Aaron chases him like that around the house. Aaron's also the nicest human ever. Just not to baseballs. My human, he eats shredded cheese by the handful. I hope Gus knows just how good he's got it.
And speaking of the Mariners, after that day off tomorrow, the Astros welcome in the Seattle Mariners. And the Astros are going to start off with Hunter Brown, Framber Valdez, and finish it off with Jason Alexander, their top 3 in the rotation. And very good rotation coming in with Seattle. Brian Wu having a career year. Last start setting a season high in strikeouts. George Kirby and Logan Gilbert. It's going to be an exciting series here at Daikin Park. Old friend Phil Maton coming out of that bullpen for Bruce Bochy and the Texas Rangers. Started the season with St. Louis, finishing up with Texas. Great numbers, 2.86 is the ERA on the season.
Sean Armstrong did his work facing 5 right-hand hitters and retiring all 5 of them. And now Maton trying to get the final out in the bottom half of the 8th. Two 2-0 the count to Victor. Top of the zone strike, it's 2-1. Looking ahead to the Rangers in the 9th inning, Brian King will still be out there. We told you the bullpen was limited tonight, and King's going to go for a 4-out save. King will face the 5, 6, and 7 hitters due up: Adolis Garcia, Alejandro Osuna, and Josh Young due up in the 9th. Brian, one of the 3 amigos who has been up and ready pretty much on a regular basis, along with Brian Abreu and Stephen Okert all season long. That one towards the middle, diving stop by Duran. Nice play by Ezekiel, the new shortstop, taking over, robbing Caratini of a base hit here in the 8th. We'll head to the 9th in a 5-2 game.
That's Gus Judge. His owner is Aaron Judge, captain of the Yankees. His dog park is Yankee Stadium. Ooh, I'd roll in that grass for days. Bet he gets to fetch those dingers. I'm sure Aaron chases him like that around the house. Aaron's also the nicest human ever. Just not to baseballs. My human, he eats shredded cheese by the handful. I hope Gus knows just how good he's got it.
By Rooms to Go. Furnish your home to perfection with rooms for $999 or less, plus interest-free financing. By Papa John's. Order the 2 for $22 daily special. 2 large, 2 topping pizzas for only $22. And by St. Arnold Art Car IPA. Art Car IPA is Houston's IPA. We go to the 9th. Astros trying to regain sole possession of first place in the American League West and also trying to retain the silver boot for the 9th season in a row. Brian King, who got the last out of the 8th inning, stranding 2 runners, will face Adolis Garcia here to start the 9th in a 3-run game. First pitch strike, 0-1. Works ahead quickly, 0-2.
Also with the fastball, that went out over the plate. Garcia couldn't catch up. King does have a save under his belt back in July 22nd in Arizona. A little bit different situation here with a depleted bullpen. Joe Espada giving the opportunity to Brian King.
Little tapper back to the mound. Garcia not running 100%. A little bit of a high throw, but handled by Walker for the first out of the inning. Get to the ballpark early on September 20th for Hispanic Heritage Street Fest presented by Hornitos. Enjoy live music, food trucks, yard games, face painters, caricaturists, and more. Get your tickets now at astros.com/Hispanic Heritage. That'll be coming up on Saturday the 20th. Michael Hellman will pinch hit here for Alejandro Osuna. Osuna went 1 for 3 with a run scored today. That one fouled straight back, 0-1. Brian King has thrown 6 pitches to right-hand hitters in his outing. They have all been strikes. He came into this outing second amongst all relievers out of 94 qualified with a 70.2% strike percentage to right-hand hitters. Only Tanner Scott better at 71.1%. He's had 0-2 on Hellman.
Being aggressive with the fastball, challenging these Ranger hitters. Fastball challenging Hellman at the top.
You know, at some point, and who am I to even think about second-guessing Bruce Bochy. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame. He's an incredible manager. But at some point, you wonder if managers start to think about just keeping their lefties in there against King.
Know, with as good as his numbers are.
I mean, the splits are remarkable in favor of him facing right-hand hitters. He just missed the bottom of the zone there. That was a pitch that Jacob deGrom didn't get earlier in the game against Victor Caratini that frustrated Jacob. This ball popped high in the air, foul territory. Carlos Correa comes in. That'll be the second out. Time to reveal the winner of tonight's Chevy Stroh Bowl. So which of the trophies do you like in the Texas rivalries? Everybody loves the silver boot. The Bayou Bucket still got 10% of the vote, finishing second. But the silver boot, the Astros 1 out away from keeping it right here in H-Town.
That's a blowout victory for the boot.
Now Josh Young, the batter. So coming into tonight, King allowing a .309 average and an .816 OPS to lefties. Compare that to .201 and .544 against righties.
That's impressive.
Incredible. It's low, 2-1. You got both righty pinch hitters, Dylan Moore flying out to right, Michael Hellman popping up to third. Now Young scalds one. What a play by Pena! The throw in time! Astros sweep!
Get the boot!
The silver boot remains in Houston. The Astros win the season series 7-6 against the Rangers, and they're back in first place.
What an incredible series this was for the Astros. A tight one yesterday, and they came out, put it to Jacob deGrom, but what a way to finish this off. Jeremy Pena leaving his feet to his left. The pick by Christian Walker and the save for Brian King. What a wonderfully pitched and played game by the Houston Astros to retake the American League West.
Astros have been out of first place